Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of my game library playthrough, in alphabetical order, hence Brothers. Before we begin, I'd like to clarify a few things about the nature of this series. I'm going to be making one video on each game in my library that I feel like making a video on. I've skipped down to Armor 2, we previously did the Antechamber, so now we are on to Brothers. However, Brothers is a fantastic game in my opinion, and I genuinely think you ought to play this for yourself before watching any videos of it. If you don't want to, if you've already decided that you've made up your mind, you're going to watch this video rather than buy it and play it, then okay. Just a little forewarning. Now, I'm not going to begin from the start, I'm actually going to carry on from a checkpoint. And it's rather nice because I feel it demonstrates exactly why this game is so good. So, for the first time using a controller, the first time I've ever made a video with a controller on this channel, we are going to get right into Brothers. It's a game of two boys, the elder and the younger. You control each with a separate joystick. Now, you don't have to use a controller, you can use keyboard and mouse, but that makes it so much harder. Using joysticks is really rather intuitive, and in fact, Total Biscuit, amongst others, gave it a very high acclaim for its fantastic use of the controller. Not many games are really developed specifically for the idea of using joysticks, but this is perfectly suited to it. Controls are very simple past that. You've got your joysticks, and then you have one button for each brother, which allows him to interact with objects. For instance, if we were to take our younger brother up here, and interact with this man, he might decide to be a little delinquent and go ruin that guy's work. However, if we were to take the elder brother, who is perhaps a little bit more sensible up here, he will likely ask him for their directions. Because these two brothers are on a quest. And I suppose there's no reason not to spoil it if you've already decided you're going to watch this. But essentially they are on a quest to save their father. And this involves completing very menial puzzles to begin with that get a bit more engaging later on. So I'm not even interacting with this brother, I'm just getting him to run. And that is causing this to turn, which allows this brother to go through. Very, very simple puzzle solving. But it's fun, and the atmosphere of the game is such that it's really rather peaceful and tranquil at the beginning. And like all good stories, this doesn't remain the case for very long. Now that we've put the sheep on there, turn our bridge, and there we go, both brothers can cross simultaneously. The graphics of the game are gorgeous. It's not even remotely intensive, very well optimized in the Unreal Engine. And overall, it's just a great experience. It doesn't take an awful lot of time to complete. I think it took me about 3 hours of play to get through it. Completely linear storyline, but it's a beautifully told story. And as you might be able to hear, there's a very mysterious sound around this corner. A troll. Now this video is interesting because this video isn't a blind playthrough. I'm very much giving my opinions on the game that I've already played through the entirety of, and just promoting it, I suppose, showing you what this game is about. Would like to point out at this point that the language that these characters speak is entirely made up. And you might think that would hinder the storytelling. However, it really doesn't. as the actions of the characters are really rather evident. In some cases it's a bit over the top evident, but otherwise the body language and the emotion is fantastically portrayed. And now this big giant's going to stomp his way. I wonder if the little brother can interact with him. No, apparently not. Come on, dude. We haven't got all day. This is supposed to be about a 20-minute video. We're already 5 minutes in. Oh, okay. Whee! That looks like fun. I'd like to do that. The amount of things you can interact with in the world are really... It's pretty much anything you'd expect to be able to interact with. Even if it's something so simple as, you can sit on a bench and enjoy the view. And in fact, you can see... Huh. There's a building in the distance embedded into the side of that mountain. I think we go there. I seem to remember that from later on in the game. And that hawk sound is also later on in the game. Hello? Oh, I didn't even press the interact key then. Ah, I guess I have to do so now. Right. Go on, lift the other guy up, will you? I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm moving. There we go. Gotta keep both interact keys down, otherwise they will fall. And no doubt that will happen at some point, so I'll be able to demonstrate for you. But I chose this part in the game to really start from. It's only maybe 10 minutes in after the initial kind of tutorial section. Oh, well, there's no going back that way. It's only about 10 minutes in. So it's still very much less puzzle solving, more storytelling and plot building. Oh, where are we supposed to go now? But it does show off what the game's about rather well. I think this guy's going to make a bridge for us, if I remember rightly. And probably by this point of the video, you've probably decided whether or not it's for you or not. I really, despite the fact that, hey, no spoilers if you don't want them, despite the fact that I've already, presumably, told everyone to leave who doesn't want spoilers, and therefore I'm allowed to spoil the game, I really would rather not. I want you to go play this, because it really deserves your attention. Released in 2013 by Starbreeze Studios, and it's really rather fun. And engaging, I think that's the main thing, it's really quite engaging. Now how's this guy gonna help us get across? Ah, well that would help. Climbing over his craggy body. I suppose I don't really have an awful lot to say on... Oh, there you go. You really do have to keep them pressed down. Unfortunately, the game isn't quite so perfect angel as I perhaps have made it out to be. There are numerous problems that I've had with it. Firstly, that the controller I'm using is not Xbox 360, and as such, it recognized it as a controller, but the left analog stick, which controls the elder brother, was inverted in the y-axis, and the right analog stick for the younger brother was rotated around in 90 degrees, which is rather odd. Simple enough to fix, provided you're not squeamish about going into the INI files. But there is another bug which we might get to in this video, though I highly doubt it at the rate I'm proceeding. Dude, can you help us? One thing I would have to say as another criticism is that it is quite slow-paced. Especially this section, which perhaps is not the best part of the game to show you, I suppose. Whoa! There you go. As we do have to wait for this troll. Oh yeah, mate, you find your own way around. That's fine. Alright. ER. ER where? ER who? Yeah, the made-up language. I'm not sure if it is. I'm pretty sure it is made up, actually. Yeah, it's definitely not a real language.
Hey, Nai!
Hi. Hello? No? Okay. It certainly conveys meaning, though, as I've already discussed. Where to now? Did you just stomp on him? And him? God. I guess he is a troll. I can't really blame him for not noticing these two puny humans. Hello? Yes. What? There you go. Oh, both at the same time. Okay. Why aren't you strong? Cannonball! More wet now, says the elder brother. An ominous pointing. Just look at those graphics. Unreal Engine. It's pretty nice. Oh, yes, and the younger brother can't swim. I nearly forgot about that. He probably would have drowned if I left him much longer. There's a whole lot of backstory that is made evident in the first few minutes that I, of course, skipped out. In that their mother died during a storm. And it seems, as a result, that the younger brother has a fear of water. And isn't able to learn how to swim. Which comes into play in the story later on. Underground cave. So, a bit of a slow-paced video this one, but it's just nice to enjoy the atmosphere. Ah, here we go. Yes, we are in the land of the trolls, I believe. Now, one brother's able to fit through, but the other is not. And let's move slowly. Because I feel there are things nearby. Of course, it's not that I remember. No, no, no. In fact, actually, I probably am remembering wrong. I don't think it's quite this early. Ah. Ruining the game. Featuring massive pointless architecture. Not quite pointless. I suppose it's a turbine, isn't it? I wonder exactly what it's powering. Luckily they actually jump automatically. That looks like it's unstable. Oh, never mind. You don't have to time the jumping. It does a good job on getting rid of the... What's the word? Getting rid of the unnecessary and tedious tasks. For the most part, you really only guide where they move and interact as necessary. And here we go. There is a pipe here, which we are able to pick up. First time round, of course, I had to progress a bit further to discover that we need this, but for the sake of covering as much of the game in 20 minutes as possible, let's take this with us with no hesitation. Again, controlling each brother independently with a joystick means that... there we go. Doing things like this actually involves applying the torque in the right direction for each end of the pipe. Like, we can't just turn around this corner, we're going to have to back him in there and then take them around like this. Highly recommend using a controller. Don't even try with the keyboard. It's honestly not worth the hassle. Whoa, you dropped it, mate. Another problem that doesn't make this, or that makes this game not quite so perfect with my controller. Of course this is quite specific, but I think it applies to any controller that's not Xbox 360. Is that the buttons for activating these guys? Are we stopping? I believe we're probably going to jam this, if I remember rightly. Yes, we are. The buttons for getting these guys to interact and do things are actually on the same side of the controller, which makes it a bit painful to press at times when you're hanging onto ledges. Especially with my long fingers. Curving them all around to press these two buttons is it's a bit uncomfortable at times. Ah, more interesting architecture. Or is it a device? Turn this way to begin with, I suppose. And this is pretty much how the game progresses. Oh. Well, hang on. Surely if we just take it away, that'll slide back? No, it stays there. Okay. There, and then let's rotate 180. One joystick up, one joystick down. And through the other one. Got to wonder why that was made exactly. It's not exactly a puzzle. I guess it's to slow down invaders. Here we go. More stones. Careful not to jump on each other, you two. It actually helps to keep the elder brother on the left and the younger brother on the right for this. Ah, here we go. Here's some cooperation. Reason being that when you're controlling with the left and right, it just... For me, it's a bit more organised. Ah, there's no rope to throw down. That was last time we encountered that. So I guess the younger brother is going to... pull that and stop it. Allowing the older brother to climb up. See, at this point in time, I've got to hold both of them, both action keys, really rather quickly, because if I let go of the younger brother, that will happen. So, a bit uncomfortable, but nothing major problem. There is a troll down there. 2 trolls, in fact. Unlike the one we've met so far, not all trolls are so nice. And this is actually just a sightseeing... Oh, maybe not. I believe it's just a pond down there. Well, I'm going to hedge my bets and go this way. Another one of these. Which sets this moving. Go on, grab on. Grab on, what are you doing? Grab. There you go. Independent controlling now. And you grab onto this one. There you go. Oh, look at the trolls below. Mines. We're in troll mines. I guess this is where our ride ends. Would you give me a hand up, sir? Thank you very much. And again, no rope. So what is the younger brother going to be able to do up here? Fairly obvious. Oh, we have to keep turning this. Okay, not so obvious. Right, keep turning. Hold on with that one. Don't let go. And now what? Okay, let go with them both. I'm guessing there's going to be another one? Yes. Another one to open the next part. There we go. Now let go of the younger, but not the older. Elder? Older? Nah, same thing. And hopefully we can get round in time to do whatever we need to do next. Gotta wonder what this is. And let go of him. Unfortunately my controller isn't the best, and as you can see there's a bit of drift on the... There it is. Stop now. Just a little bit of drift on the younger brother. Alright, let's do this quickly then. I'm guessing we have to do both of these at the same time. Ah, right, it's a crane. Haha. It's just charming, really, I suppose. Well, we're gonna have to leave him behind, it seems. What does this do? Oh, it opens that, right. Puzzle solving is really quite nice and innocent to begin with, in contrast with the rather dark story that happens later. I'm not sure if dark is the word, but it's certainly well told. And not quite the child's game that perhaps this is presented as being. Okay. Well, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I'd like to say about the game. serves as less of a let's play video and more of a preview of what the game is about and why exactly you should get it. Also, the drift on the younger brother is going to cause him to walk off the edge, which is not the best. Go on and grab onto this. There you go. There's not an awful lot to say about it. It's a game that's meant to be experienced, not watched. I think that's the overriding conclusion I'd make. Took me about 3 hours, as I've said, and I really enjoyed it. Aside from some issues rooted, presumably all of them in my controller, not being standardized, I haven't had a single bug in the game. Ooh, I thought he would have fallen off by that. Yeah, no, not many,
Hey, Nai!
or at least not any noticeable issues. A well-told story, intuitive mechanics, a game definitely worth picking up. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all next time.